How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the Montpellier Career Mode. We're on episode 27, and we have got 5 games in today's episode. 5 big games as well. By the end of the episode, we could be in the final for the Coupe de France. We could be in the top 2 in the league, and we could be on our way towards a final in the Europa League as well, as we face Porto in the second leg of our Europa League fixture, where we would find out if we progress to the semi-finals or not. And you'll also find out how we're doing in the league as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things happening in this episode. We start off with the first game against Nice. This was probably a must-win. They were up there. I think they were in 6th or 7th place at this point as we faced them. So they were relatively in form. They've been playing relatively well this season. I think in real life, probably Nice fans would maybe be demanding a little bit more. I think they've probably got the quality to be finishing in that top 5, pushing for maybe even Champions League in this league. But they weren't quite good enough to start the game off. They had a couple of half chances, I would say, relatively easy saves for our goalkeeper, and then we actually punished them as we go on the break, cross the ball in. Clement Michelin hasn't been particularly great this season, if I'm being honest. I'll probably talk about all the players' performances over the season at the end of the season in general, but he's been a little bit lackluster. His defensive abilities have been a little bit rubbish, but good cross in from him in that occasion, and Laborde is there to head it in. Our lead wouldn't last too long though, as in the 36th minute, Nice would equalise with this man here, number 28 for them, as he nets his first goal of the season. So it seems to always be, it's always that, isn't it? In Football Manager and FIFA, the player that always scores against you is it's the first goal of the season, or it's their first appearance of the season. It's always their first of something. When they score against you. A nice goal it is though, and he goes ahead and equalises for his side just before half time, and we would have to try and rebuild again. Luckily for us, shortly after we concede, Gaëtan Laborde again puts the ball in the back of the net. What a strike that is as well. I think he scored one similar in the last episode, or maybe in the episode before. Hit first time. The keeper didn't move for his last shot, but this one, keeper did try and get it, and just out of reach for him. It's really well placed on his weaker foot as well. I mean, maybe questions over if the goalkeeper could have reached it or not, but really nicely hit. A lot of power on it, and really well placed into the back of the net. And we went in at half time, maybe not looking like the better side by the stats, but honestly, I think we'd controlled quite a lot of the player that we had, and I think we looked like the better team, to be honest. So, in general, I think we went in probably the better side and showing that we were the better side. And actually, in the second half, we dominated again. They barely had a chance. It could have been a couple more if we'd had been a little bit more luckier with our chances. Cooper Tuma had 2 chances in this game. First one, a little bit closer, hitting the post. And the second one, he has the confidence to hit it from range. Couldn't quite pull it off this time. But in general, he's looking like a really good young player. I'm giving him a few more minutes. He's looking like a good one. And he's definitely looking like he could maybe be a squad rotation player, or at least a squad player in next season. I was thinking of maybe loaning him out. I was trying to loan him out this season. But just chances of the odd chance given him here or there in each game. And he is taking it. He's looking like a solid player. We end that game though 2-1 though. Nice win against a team that are probably, I would say, top 8 side realistically with their players. Like I said, I think they could be challenging for those Champions League places. They've got a good enough team and definitely enough financial backing to support them. So I think in general that was a good win against a fairly decent side. We would head into the Europa League though in the next game, and it would be against Porto. As we all know, we beat Porto in the previous round, in the previous fixture, as we beat them 2-1. They do have that away goal though, so it was a little bit of a nervy game. If I'm being honest, it was a really rubbish first half. One chance, and that was the one you saw. I'm not 100% sure what Porto's game plan was. They were very good defensively and just held up a lot of possession, but they just barely had a chance in this game. I mean, their chances were few and far between, and they really didn't capitalise on the ones they had. I would say we had the better chances in this game, and eventually when we got one towards the end of the game, we did go ahead and take it as Andy Delors puts the ball in the back of the net. Fantastic goal scoring record in the Europa League. He's our top scorer in this competition with 6 goals now, I believe. He's looking like he could possibly edge his way up to the top scorers leaderboard. I'm not sure if he's got enough goals to beat. I think it was 12 or 11 goals but he's definitely still got it in him to maybe finish as the top scorer for our team, at least in this competition, and a good performance nonetheless from the team. I think we did a really professional job. We had to make sure we didn't concede one, and I think we really just had to make sure we scored one just to have that sort of cushion just in case we did concede, as we are always likely to in those sorts of games. High pressure, but I think we did a really good job. We kept the clean sheet and we looked like a really professional side going through that. And we did go ahead and find out the teams that did go through and who we were facing. Well, I was going to keep it like a sort of who we facing in the next episode, but in one of the clips you'll see it does actually come up. So we are facing Tottenham Hotspur in the semi-final of the Europa League, who I would deem as probably a side that may be looking to win this competition. And we were going to have to face a big team. No disrespect to the sides we face, but we were going to have to face a big team at some point. And this just seems to be the time that we're going to face a side like that. We'll go into details of Tottenham in the next episode when we go ahead and face them in the semi-final. Couple of things: we drew against Metz in the simmed game of today's episode. Bit disappointing there. Not a great side in the league. They're finishing in the bottom half at this point in the season, and we really should have got the win there. And we also managed to loan out a player in Morale. He'll be going out on loan. You'll see that occasionally, just dotted in through the next couple of episodes. There's a few players that are making their way out on loan, and we're just sort of arranging those deals now before the next transfer window. So Morel will be going out on loan as well. I'm not sure if there's a glitch with loaning players out before the next window. I've seen a couple of occasions where people have accepted loan offers and their players have gone up to like 90 rated. I'm hoping that's not the case, and if it is, we'll just release them or something. I'm not going to make a big deal out, or we just leave them out on loan. To be honest, it doesn't really make much difference. But if there is a problem with those sorts of loans, I can always cancel them, or I can just leave it. It's probably not a massive problem. I won't capitalise on a glitch if that does happen in this game. We head into the next game of today's episode, fourth one already, and it was in the cup in the semi-final against FC Nantes. We took the lead extremely early on. I even left in almost the kickoff. Really poor from Nantes to begin with. From that moment, I was actually really worried it was going to be a really easy game. We were going to probably win by 2 or 3 goals, not concede, and it would just be just a goal fest. But that was not the case. We scored and then sort of sat back. I'm not sure if the players just thought the same and didn't take it as seriously, and they just sat back a little bit. And as you can see there, Nantes were the much better side after they conceded. They had a lot of good chances, and they did actually eventually score just inside the first 30 minutes, I think it was. So they got themselves back into the game, and they were looking like they were probably going to be the side that could even go through. Luckily for us, just on the brink of half time, who's there in the box to put the ball in the back of the net? Of course, it is Gaetan Laborde. A great cross in to our striker, who's always left free for some reason. That nobody seems to mark him. I'm not sure if it's because he's 5'10", and the opposition just assume he's not gonna be that physically dominant or something, but he is always there on the front post, and he's really got the heading ability to put it past the keeper. Fantastic goal for him, and he goes ahead and scores and brings us back in front in this game. Sadly for us, it wouldn't last for that long, as early on in the second half we concede a really good goal in some aspects. I think Nantes would be happy with scoring that goal. It's a really nice one. We get lucky not to concede for the first shot, and the second shot is really nicely chipped over the goalkeeper. He gets ahead of the defender, and yeah, it's a nice goal. I think a little bit of luck there as he's slipping over, and he manages to chip it over. I'm not sure if the striker meant to do that, but in the end it's a nice finish, and we were back on level terms yet again. We get another chance just towards the end of the second half. Dennis Mann's shot is saved by the goalkeeper, but yet again they fail to mark Gaetan Laborde at the front post, and again they fail to deal with the ball that's put in, and that's the second corner in the game. Second corner towards the end of each half as well, and a really, really nice finish by Gaetan Laborde, who saves us from embarrassment really. We took the lead early on, and that was our chance to kick on, maybe get a couple of goals and just cruise through the game and get through to a final in this season. But we made it a little bit difficult for ourselves, and Nantes definitely looked relatively good. They didn't look like a side I was expecting to face, and they performed really well in that game. And overall, I think we were lucky that we had somebody like Gaetan Laborde on the pitch to score the goals when we really needed him. And I think that's probably what edged it for us, a striker that was much more potent in front of goal. And I think we can be happy. At least we're going to a final. It's probably not the best performance you're ever going to see from us, but we're going to a cup final in season number 2 with Montpellier. I am so happy, honestly. I'm so happy we can do that, and you'll have to see what happens. I think that'll be towards the end. It won't be in the next episode. It'll be probably the episode after, or maybe the other one. Depends if I'm going to do it as a live episode or not. I'm not 100% sure if I'm not going to combine the 2 episodes, combine the live portion with the next episode. I haven't really decided, but that wouldn't matter too much. We would still have to face one more team before the episode ended, and it was Olympique Marseille. Now, if we won this game, we go above them, and we get that second place spot. And realistically, at that point, if we beat Marseille in this game, it was our place to lose if we actually did drop points at that point, because we were ahead of them, I think, by 2 points if we went and won this game. And we took the lead in this game. Nice goal from Dennis Mann. No chance for Mandanda. It was hit with a lot of power, and he had no chance of saving that. And then shortly after, we get through with Troy Parrott, who doesn't score an awful lot, and I've criticised him in recent games, but he does go ahead and finish that very nicely. He was under a little bit of pressure there, as he did go ahead and put the ball in the back of the net, but he did finish it very coolly, and we go in at half-time looking like the dominant side, to be honest. If you look at the stats, you'd probably say maybe we just were lucky and we got the chances, and we finished the chances when we got them. But really, Marseille were poor. They weren't great. They didn't really show us the respect we probably deserved. And in the end, I think they were lucky to only concede the goals they did concede, because in that scene there, in the space of 2 minutes, we had about 2 shots that really could have gone in, both of them off both posts. And sadly, we couldn't score that third goal. We would get one save from Omlin in this sort of highlights reel, and luckily for us, he did make a very good save and tried to keep his clean sheet. Troy Parrott would miss again. That's the one negative I do have of him. Sometimes in those situations, he's just not quite good enough to always finish from those situations, but sadly for us, he doesn't go ahead and score. And one final chance for Kubatuma as he goes ahead and hits the post yet again for the 3rd time in that game. Honestly, we were absolutely dominant against Marseille. They really didn't have a chance. Yes, the stats might say otherwise, but they really were poor. And I think we deserve to win that game. It's a fantastic win for us. And we go ahead and take our place in 2nd in the league. And I think that's probably where we're going to finish. If I'm to make a prediction at this point with, I think it was 5 games to go, I'd predict we're going to finish in 2nd place. Sorry, 4 games to go. I predict 2nd place. I think we can definitely just see out the games as long as we pick up 4 wins from our last 4 games, which I think is doable. I think we're pretty much comfortable, and we're in the driving seat, which is always nice. But that's going to spell the end of the episode. Do hope you enjoyed watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.